how to determine if a Schrader valve is leaking and fix it. A lot of times you're going to have a Schrader valve on a tire, an inner tube, or just about anything with a valve. And over time, that valve may start to leak. Now that doesn't mean you need to replace the whole valve or inner tube. You can just replace the valve core. Now to determine if the valve core is leaking, you can take a cup with a small amount of water and pour it on the valve. Let's see, I'm just going to pour the water on the valve. See how there's a bubble coming right out of the middle of the valve. So that means that the valve core is the problem, and that's just letting air out of this inner tube. So now I'm going to take a piece of paper towel, just dry that off, since that's where you know the leak is coming from. And I'm now ready to replace the valve core. Now to do this, you need a valve core remover tool. On this end, you can remove the valve core, and on this end, you can re-tap the inside of the valve. So I'm first going to remove the valve core. This end goes in the valve. There's a little bit of pressure in here, so it's going to come out and the inner tube will deflate. You can see after about 50-60 years that valve core is starting to leak. So now I'm going to put the new valve core in, but before I do that, I want to take the tap and re-tap the threads on the inside of the valve. This will allow the new valve core to thread in better without there being any gunk in the threads. So I'm just going to screw that in like that, and then I'll unscrew it. If you want, you can go back and forth. Alright, now with the threads clean, I'm able to screw the new valve core in. So I just put it in, and then I take the tool, and then I tighten it up. And then you'll know when it's tight. It'll kind of just stop. So I'm going to keep on going, and then it's stopped. I want to over tighten it, otherwise it'll break. And now the valve core is replaced. Now after you reinflate the tire or inner tube, you want to put the valve cap on to keep any dirt out of the new valve core.